AI perspective, if we can automate the things that are transactional, which digital has helped us do, that's great because then it opens up the space for the relationships and for taking the time.
This episode is produced and distributed by Be Connected. We help senior marketing leaders and business decision makers transform their social media and content into strategic growth engines. Hey, I'm Brad Cebulski, founder of Be Connected. This is the Sponge Show, where I sit down with successful business leaders to absorb the wisdom, insight, and hard-earned lessons that have grown their organizations. Today, I'm joined by Melanie Draheim, Chief Marketing Officer at Fox Communities Credit Union. She leads the marketing strategy for one of Wisconsin's largest credit unions, serving over 120,000 members across multiple markets. Over the past several years, Melanie has transitioned into a new industry, revamped brand messaging and positioning, and transformed how the credit union connects with both existing members and new communities. She's learned some powerful lessons about strategic marketing and sustainable member acquisition that she'll be sharing with us today. So whether you're a seasoned business owner, emerging entrepreneur, or marketing leader trying to grow your organization, these conversations are designed to give you practical insights that connect directly to measurable growth. Let's dive in. And the reason why I wanted to have you on the show in terms of like being able to tell your story and learn from your experiences and how other people can learn from it is that what I've come to know about you is that you shifted industries and you weren't always in the financial services when it comes to, banking or credit unions or things like that. But you stepped into a leadership role of Chief Marketing Officer coming from health insurance.
Yep.
So can you talk a little bit about, the career path that led you to where you're at now?
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of it is, it's the thing everyone always says, growth begins outside your comfort zone, right? So if you don't do things outside your comfort zone, you don't learn, you don't grow. So definitely the change in industry was a big shift for me, but also I learned there were a lot of similarities and things that I could carry over, both within the marketing aspect, but also in brand and people. And I think, spending so much time in healthcare and health insurance, I'm a humanitarian at heart, so while I didn't ever say like, ooh, I want to get into health insurance, which I don't think anybody does, it just kind of happened. And then the same with Fox. Now I've been there just over a year, but what's really been interesting is very different industries, a lot of things I'm still learning, but the similarities in the helping people aspect, there's a lot that ties together.
So within the health insurance side, you were in a marketing leadership role there, but you had grown up through the organization, right? Like you were promoted several different times, right?
Yes.
So what was the difference between, you said, I didn't have my eyes set on health insurance. I'm going to do health insurance, but you worked your way up. So you learned a lot about the organization and the brand, like as you were stepping into a leadership role. How was that different than like going into a new industry, a new brand, in a leadership role? Yeah.
So I was at Network Health and was there just over 12 years, so a long time. And then prior to that, I was actually at another provider-owned health plan. So really spent most of my career in health insurance. But, marketing is my passion and has been the constant throughout that. But I also had the opportunity to lead product development, sales for a bit, strategic planning, which really did help me learn how marketing and those areas really have to work closely together. And I think helped give me a different perspective for that as I grew within my role. So while, I started as a kind of a coordinator, writer, project manager, grew into leading those projects, grew into more audiences, grew into bigger team. All of that kind of evolved over time. But through each of those different roles, I learned something that I could take and grow into the next one.
Yeah, that's great. We can edit whatever. So as you step into the new role then, what has been your approach to I mean, you have a team, right?
Yep.
To learn the nuances of the team, the culture, and then all of the experience that they have while also then, bringing in your own leadership.
Yeah. So Fox has been around a long time, 87 years. I think this is our 88th anniversary. So much history and so much legacy, and a lot of credit unions or financials have that. So my approach, I think, was not so much, let's change everything, but let's respect the past with an eye for the future, and how do we use everything that's been built and what we've learned and continue to evolve and change, because the only thing that is always constant is change. So we have to always be evolving and learning along the way, and I think that was really kind of the attitude I had going, and just doing a lot of listening.
Yeah.
Lots of listening.
Yeah. So as you've done all of the listening, so how long have you been in the role now?
Just over a year now.
Yeah. So you're still
Still learning.
Learning.
Probably always will be.
5 years from now, you'll probably still say the same thing.
Yep.
But as you're, sitting a little over a year in, what are the biggest opportunities that you have with the Fox brand, and the place it has in the community and the direction it can go and the people and everything like that?
Yeah. There's so much opportunity, and I think actually coming not from the industry, and I have to remember, I'm going to be too close to it at a point, and it's starting to get there. You get really close to the thing that you're in every day, all day, and you're not the average consumer, the average person anymore from a marketing perspective. So I think constantly talking with your members or talking with people out in the community is so important to help learn and have that perspective of what you're doing. Because coming in for me, it's everyone is saying the same thing. They're talking about rates, products, accounts, loans, and that's it. It's how do we do something different? Is that really what it's about? So that's something that I really focused on in my first year. Is no one is waking up in the mornings saying, you know what I need? I need a HELOC. That's what I really need. Nobody is doing that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, financials advertise HELOC, right.
Yeah.
That's all you hear about. So
I don't know about you. I wake up sometimes, I'm just man, I want another loan today.
You're the only one.
Right. So you, like you said, you have all these different institutions that have the same products, right? Mm-hmm. The same rates, not exactly the same rates. Obviously there's differentiation there, but mm-hmm. You have the same products in terms of what types of loans you offer, mm-hmm. or what accounts you have, checking, savings, CDs, things like that. What does separate a brand in the noise of uniformity? Yeah.
And it's funny you asked that, because the two industries I've been in, that has been a common. Health insurance is very much commoditized. Nobody.
Yeah.
And then the financial space and accounts is very commoditized. There's a sea of sameness where everything starts to kind of feel and look the same. Mm-hmm. So differentiating is hard. But what we've really tried to focus on is just the everyday life things and what you really want outside of the loan, the product, the account, the rate. You may not really be thinking about a savings account, but you want your kids to see the ocean, or you want to walk your daughter down the aisle, or you want those moments, those things in life mm-hmm. that help you make progress. And we have financial products that can help you get there, but that's not really what you're thinking about. So the focus is really people. It's the people. It's the human aspect that drives us to do the things that we need to do.
Like a HELOC. Nobody says, man, I really want a HELOC. Home equity line of credit, that is.
Yep.
But what you do want is a finished basement.
100%.
Or a family toy, like a boat, or,
Exactly. For me, we have 2 dogs, and it's mud season right now. About a year ago, we don't want carpet anymore. We're sick of wiping up muddy dog feet. So we needed new wood floors. It's just those life things that you need, and you don't have to be an expert in the financial space or financial products. Is really what we're about. Come with us, tell us what you need, how you're trying to make progress, and we can help you get there. Yeah.
How has it been adapting to leading a whole brand new group of people?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were at Network for 12 years, you said?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You obviously get very used to each other. You get used to the nuances and cultural expectations in terms of the organization. But how has it been getting used to a new team?
Yeah, it's been amazing, and a big reason, just the culture at Fox and at Network. And that's something that's really important to me. The culture and the people is just amazing, and that makes the environment so much easier to learn and get to know folks. So, but everything is new. So you're kind of learning personalities and styles, and who likes an email versus who likes a Teams message versus who do I need to just go talk to. So really getting to know people and outside of just the day-to-day and how they function, what their strengths are, how we can collaborate and work together. For me, is just learning by doing. It's like, how do we work together? Let's chat about how we can help each other. What are your goals? How do I help you meet those?
Yeah, I love that. I know it's probably, well, I don't know how your brain works, but like a year in seems like still kind of early, but have you gotten to the point yet where you're like, this is what I want the brand to be like in 3 years?
I think something I've been thinking about a lot lately is just how fast things are changing and evolving. And obviously, like, AI is a hot topic and all of that. But where I see the brand growing is really focused on the relationships, because I think even though we're more connected today probably than we ever have been, like, it's connected everywhere.
Yeah.
Real human interaction is incredibly scarce.
Yeah.
So it's for me, I feel like those relationships and those human interactions, they're so important, and it's a combination of that with digital.
Yeah.
So not all in on digital everything, but hey, when I have a problem, I need a person
Yeah.
and someone who's going to help me through this and that I know and who I can trust.
And, brand shows up in all of the different facets. Like, it shows up in sales, it shows up in the person-to-person side, in the apparel that you wear, and the collateral that you have on the desk, and
Yep.
and how you show up in the community, and the ad, and then you have all of the things that come to mind right away, which is like advertising and posting and campaigns and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
But I think what would be really exciting if I were in your shoes would
Yep.
be like, if you have that person-to-person interaction, is that in a fast-paced digital world, is that how can you have it feel like that
Exactly.
on a screen?
Exactly. Yep.
And how do you have it feel like that when you see Fox in all of the different marketing campaigns?
Exactly. How do you bring in the human element?
Yeah, how does that show up? And that's exciting to think about when you think about the future of
It
like
is.
the next year or two, is that like, how do you bring that to life?
100%.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
So have you mentioned AI.
I did, yeah.
How did maybe this is like opening a can of worms, which we could edit out if we need to, but if we don't need to, like, how has that impacted the financial industry?
Sure. I think, well, there's all different facets of it, right? I mean, there is the automation aspect, which I think has a lot of benefits, and a big thing like we're looking at it is really the world of banking has kind of shifted in that, like, yeah, we still have branches, but why people go to a branch has changed. It's less transactional. It's more of like, if I'm going there, I probably already tried something myself. I've gone to the app. I've done my research, and then I have a problem and I need someone to help me.
Like customer service.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's a little bit of a shift from, okay, the transactional to the relational. But I think from an AI perspective, if we can automate the things that are transactional, which digital has helped us do, that's great, because then it opens up the space for the relationships and for taking the time and sitting down with folks.
Yeah. You had mentioned before too, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place here, but you had talked about the personal aspect and bringing that human element. You had said before that the role that you're in also oversees the community engagement side, correct?
Yep.
So, where is Fox at in terms of like the role that it sees in the community and things it gets involved with in terms of that like human element in the communities it serves,
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, that's our purpose is people helping people, and our mission is to help people build financial futures, and we can't just do that from behind a desk. So it is getting out, and it is working with nonprofits. I think last year we worked with over like 600 different nonprofits, and some are big and some are small, but we're all in this community together.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of just providing like a financial donation, like how do we partner? Like what are your goals of your organization and how do we help you with that is a lot of what we're doing. So sometimes it's just giving advice to these nonprofits or, helping with get a program off the ground or things like that. But there's so many amazing organizations, and I've learned in the last year about some I didn't even know of. Every day, I'm learning about a new one, and they're doing incredible things. But alone, you can only do so much until you have partners and you can make connections, and then you can do more together. So that's what it's all about for us.
Well, I can tell you, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm on the board of directors for the History Museum at the Castle.
Oh yeah.
And Fox has helped us with on the line of credit side, or at least the banking side of things.
Yep.
But then also, aside, like you said, you can only do so much. Fox has then also helped support some of the exhibits and some of the, you need finances to get stuff built out and to bring exhibits in and things like that.
Exactly.
And Fox is supported there, but then also from the banking side of things, because in order to run an organization, you have to have good financial partners. So,
exactly. Yep.
So it's, things like that where, you're helping 600 in
Right.
a year.
Right.
I'm only giving one example, but if you take that and you multiply that by all different types of organizations,
Exactly.
and big or small, doesn't matter.
Yep.
But
Yep. And sometimes it's even just connecting people with each other. It's like there's a nonprofit over here trying to do X and another one over here trying to X, and they're really trying to do similar things.
Yeah.
So it's connecting the two and like, hey, did you know that so-and-so is trying to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Partner up and do it,
Yeah.
those types of things.
And I think we're very blessed to be in an area that has so many different giving people and so many nonprofits. I think somebody told me once that it's like we have 4,000 registered nonprofits in like the Fox Cities area.
It's incredible.
Right, but then also poses challenges, like you said, where it's like, people might be doing similar things, siloed, like in their own little world, where it's like you can actually get more done if you work together on something, as opposed to like, no, I want to do it this way, I want to do my own thing.
Right. Yep.
It's like, okay, well then why?
Exactly.
Like, are you only focused on you doing it, or
Right.
are you focused on helping
more
thing?
people, and how do we do that together?
Right.
Yep.
Right. So as you look forward to this calendar year, then what do you have for goals for either the role that you're in, or community stuff, or the brand, or you know?
Yeah. I think so. For community, it is those partnerships, and it's how do we help more people make connections and do more together, and connect in new ways, be out in the community, support organizations. From a marketing perspective, it's actually kind of what I spoke about earlier. As digital grows and evolves, we've got to focus around that. But how do we blend digital with the human element to get people what they need quickly, easily? All of those great things, but not lose that people piece.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think those are probably the two top things. And then for me, it's just keep learning.
That'll be like I said, 5 years from now, still learning.
Yep.
still learning.
But I think that's what we do as leaders. We don't know it all, so
good ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I would say good ones. Yeah, 100%. If you had any piece of advice for somebody that is coming up through the ranks of marketing and they want to be a marketing leader, or they're thinking about moving from one industry to the other, or something like that, what would you tell them?
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and do things you're not comfortable with and make connections. Even if you're an introvert, I'll say that because I am one, but I've learned that even just reaching out to people for coffee, or maybe you don't think so-and-so, like, author on LinkedIn would ever connect with you, but you connect and you have a conversation and you learn something. So not to think things aren't possible, but just to try it and put yourself out there.
Well, hey, you're doing great on a podcast. If you're an introvert, I think you push yourself outside of your comfort zone every once in a while.
There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Melanie, thank you for being on the show. Listeners and viewers, thank you for tuning into the Sponge Show. Appreciate you. And like I said earlier, if you have comments or questions for Melanie or myself, feel free to leave a comment send a message, DM, whatever, and happy to get back to you. Melanie, thanks so much, and make it a great week. Melanie, I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us today. That is exactly the kind of insight that helps leaders and decision makers navigate their own challenges, especially when thinking about transitioning from one position to the next. For everyone listening, now go put that wisdom to work. If today's conversation sparks some ideas for your own business growth, visit BeConnectedLLC.com to subscribe to our newsletter for more strategic insights delivered straight to your inbox. And don't forget to subscribe to the show and share it with other business leaders who could benefit from these growth conversations. Until next time,